Hello, my lovely viewer, I am back once again with Season 2 of Episode 2 of the American science fiction horror series, titled Stranger Thing. Watch the full video to find out the interesting part and please take care. As a disclaimer, this video includes my own analysis, commentary, and it's not a substitute of the full movie. Click the link below to watch, buy or rent the movie. This episode shows us exactly what had happened to Eleven after she destroyed the Demogorgon and disappeared from the classroom in the final episode of Season 1. Eleven walks inside the mirror of the classroom at Upside Down, where she fought Demogorgon. She is afraid, terrified, walks into the hallway, and calls for Mike. No one is there. Then she sees a light coming from the wall from the other side. She heads toward the hole and listens to what's on the other side for a moment. When she is sure it's clear, she sticks her fingers through the gooey, sticky membrane to find out if the other side is safe. After that, she breaks the wall by using her power and manages to come out from there. After that, she hurries to Mike's house and sees police cars outside Mike's house. She looks inside from the glass door and sees Mike being questioned by the state police and agent. Mike also notices Eleven and sees her watching him. He doesn't say anything, but the agent notices from his facial expression, and hurries to check outside of the house to find what Mike is looking at. They run a search team around Mike's house perimeter and nearby wood. Eleven hides under a big wooden log. Then the series cut us to the present scene. Eleven has put up the ghost costume and wants to go trick-or-treating. She wants to go outside at the Halloween party. But the Hopper knows the risk of taking her, so he refuses her request. He proposes a compromise and promises that we will be home early with the candy she likes and watch scary movies. She is learning to speak properly. And she has improved a lot. Hopper explains that the compromise is to be half happy and spell the words. Eleven agrees to be half happy if he comes home by 5:15. The boys are ready to put on Ghostbusters Halloween costumes. All the boys were the particular customer of their love character from the Ghostbuster. Before leaving for school, they click a photograph. The group then meets at school, all dressed up as Ghostbusters. Mike notices that Lucas has also the same name tag as Venkman, like him. They nearly get into a heated argument over which one was supposed to be Winston, the black, boring Ghostbuster. This series also now has show how race can get in the way of the gang's friendships. But they are kids and race doesn't matter to them. Come on guys, there is only one race in this world, and that race is made up of humanity. In the meantime, Dustin notices that no one has worn the Halloween costume except them. This freaks them out. And the group has not brought another pair of dresses for them. They then head inside the school. Meanwhile, at the Hawkins lab, Dr. Owens sends another tech guy inside the Upside Down. Inside the Upside Down, the lab has built an array of the meteorological instrument to send signals inside the lab, but it was fried during the storm Will had experienced. The tech guys fix the instrument and the signal is received inside the lab control panel. After that, Dr. Owens gives a look at the recording of Will's interview, and finds connections between Will's story and the lab's incident. Back at school, Nancy seems totally disturbed by the guilt over Barb's death, and not letting Barb's parents know about Barb's death. Steve tries to calm her and make her understand the risk she is going to take if she tells them to Barb's parent. He also adds that she is putting her family in danger. To chill up her mood, he convinces her to go to the Halloween bash that night. In the next scene, we see Eleven is watching some movie on TV and repeating the words after them. She hears a squirrel at the feeder. She flashes back to days in the woods. She kills a squirrel, light a fire and cook it on a stick over the fire. Out of nowhere, a hunter comes there. Although he tries to convince her that he is not a danger to her. But she hit him in the face with a burning squirrel. Then she runs toward him, took his winter coat, and runs from there. She runs and ultimately finds Hopper's box of Eggos and food for her. When Hopper returns to the station, he discovers a truck full of disgusting, burnt, and decaying pumpkins. Farmer Eugene's pumpkins have been poisoned the same way Farmer Merrill's were. One farmer put the blame on another and another on another. This makes Hopper more suspicious. Hopper and his team quickly visit Farmer Eugene's pumpkin fields, and finds that pumpkins have been poisoned the same way Farmer Merrill's were. He finds gross, sticky gooey on the trees. He marked the trees and follows the trail of sticky gooey. Then we cut to the next scene, where, Jonathan drops Will at Mike's place and decides to go to the Halloween bash. At the party, Billy, stepbrother of Max, is trying to prove that he is a monster at drinking. Everyone is chanting his name. Nancy wants to get drunk and drinks more and more. Steve tries to stop her but couldn't. In the meantime, Jonathan also makes it to the party. While trying to stop Nancy, Steve unknowingly spills the glass of drink on Nancy. Nancy angrily leaves from there to the bathroom. Steve follows her. Nancy seems totally disappointed with Steve. She blames both of them for killing Barb, technically not killing her, and hiding from Barb's parents. Furthermore, Nancy utters that she is no longer in love with Steve. And their relationship is like the bullshit. Hearing this, Steve leaves from there. Jonathan, who is watching all of the activities, then takes Nancy to her home, tucks her in her bed, and leaves from there. Let's get back with the boys. The boys are collecting candy. The Ghostbuster establishes that Dustin has terrible taste in candy. Out of nowhere, Max appears there wearing some weird costume and a fake knife on hand. This freaks the shit out of the. Mike is not happy with Max joining the gang for trick or treating. Dustin and Lucas are only paying attention to her the same how Mike was with 11 in the previous year. Mike says that Max is ruining the best night of the year and walks ahead, leaving Will alone on the street. Suddenly, bigger kids try to scare Will. Will falls down and again sees the episode of Upside Down. He hears the creature's noise. He sees the shadow of the monster rise in the distance. The monster has grown bigger and more terrifying than ever. Mike calls him out from an upside down. Dustin, Lucas, and Max hear Mike calling Will and comes there. But Mike waves them off, saying that he will take Will home and spend some time with him. Hopper forgot to go home early. He quickly sends her a Morse code message, and buys sweets and leaves from there to his woods cabin. In the meantime, 11 is watching the 1931 version of Frankenstein. Hopper reaches home. At first, she didn't let him in but soon let him. She doesn't come out of her room. She is in front of the TV. She put blindfold and turns to static. She then utilizes the TV signal to increase her psychic range, allowing her to see Mike. He is holding walkie-talkie and talking to her. She goes near to him and says his name. For a few seconds, he appears to detect her presence, but then he walks away. She opens her blindfold. Her eyes are filled with tears and we can see blood on her nose. She is upset and crying. She misses Mike. The episode ends here. Until then, subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like and comment to support the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.